welcome back to Death by Boost. Today,
I wasn't ready for the what's up, guys? Cole? Mr. Giggles?
what's up guys? Welcome back to Death by Boost. Today, we're doing a walk around with Cole on his car Yellow Jacket.
Hi guys. So finally I get to show you my car. So this is a 2015 Mustang GT. I bought it brand new. It started out as the track pack with the Brembo brakes, the larger radiator, and those kinds of little things. But it didn't stay that way for very long. So what I did back here, we'll start in the back. In the back you can see that I have the street scene spoiler up top with the color match paint. I did a Bassani exhaust system, and I cut out the mufflers and we welded it in straight pipe just because of the turbos. It's a full 3-inch all the way from the turbos out back, so it has that nice whistle of the turbos out the exhaust. And then if we come around here, I did do the taillight dark out, black out, whatever you want to call it. Up top here, this is the glass Skinz Techno 7, I believe. I went with this glass Skinz louver more so because the modern Mustang is just much sleeker than the older styles. So the older style louver I didn't think fit the lines of this car as well. So I went with this, which is a lot sleeker. It holds those body lines. It came pre-painted from them. They do all different types of color paint matches and everything, so kind of whatever you need. And then all the scoops that you're gonna see are MMD, so you can find those types of scoops on like American Muscle, those types of things. But where MMD is Modern Muscle Design, and if you guys know who Chip Foose is, this is like his off-brand for the Mustang, so he actually designed these scoops for the car. All the blackout is all vinyl wrap. I did this myself. I did this on the hood as well, and the scoop up here, and I carried it down into the nose. So when you see these plugs up here, so these screen vents are Scott Drake screen vents, as well as back here in the gas cap. This is a Scott Drake's billet gas cap as well, or billet style I should say. And then that brings us to the body kit. So the fender flares or wide body, whatever you want to call it, this is all from FIberlass Mafia. Their fit and finish is really pretty much spot on. There's very little that I had to do, a couple of prep stuff, and then I was able to paint base coat, clear coat, and do a color match on it myself. And then it brought us down to the wheels are Tech 7 RTR wheels. Everybody always asks me, is this an RTR car? It is not an RTR car, just the wheels. All the side skirts, splitters, those are all custom made by me. So I have those, and I built it to where if you kind of look down the side of the car, the fenders and the side skirts all kind of line up to each other, and they kind of hold true to the profile and stance. And that's pretty much about it for the exterior. So over here, we can check out the inside real quick. So I have basically, this is a wrap. It's a vivid, high gloss carbon fiber dimensional wrap. It actually does pretty good about tricking people. People think that I bought the carbon fiber kit, the dash kit, and that was a little bit too expensive for me. So I ended up doing the wrap. So I have the eBoost 2 electronic boost controller. We can go over that in a different video, and as well as I have the N gauge up here for monitoring and data logging. Let's pop the hood.
Yeah, Cole, the best part.
Best part, I almost forgot. So, what we have here is the actual, everybody always asks me, this is the actual stock block. This is the stock 5.0. It is not cracked open. The only thing that was actually open for was to replace the crank sprocket and oil pump gears. And that was just for a little bit of insurance, just because I'm actually going out to 8,000 RPM and I don't really want to pop the motor. So we start out here. I did a color sand paint match for the Hellion tube coming up for the intake here. I did all the paint matching for the stabilize it cross member bar and the valve covers as well. And if you look down here, well, since we're here, this is from Hellion with their kit. This is a scavenger pump. This pump is a direct drive off the crank and basically pulls all the oil from the turbos up from the bottom, comes across here. A little bit of light might help out. Thanks, Matt.
You're welcome.
And that oil is then pushed from the turbos all the way up and drops it right back into the oil fill. That basically makes it to where this car, I didn't have to do anything permanent modification to actually put the turbos on the car. With the kit, they gave me a driver's side header since the header was actually welded to the cat. So they had to give us that. But other than that, everything's pretty much stock up front, besides the obvious changes we had to make to put the turbos on. This is right here a Fore Innovations twin pump return style fuel system, post regulated. And it has all steel braided lines. It has the stainless steel fuel filter underneath the car, and it has the twin Walboro pumps and the custom hat and underneath the back seat for the fuel pumps. So underneath the car, we have the twin turbos. The twin turbos are 6266 Precisions. They are oil fed, and they pretty much can hold up to right around 2,000 horsepower. That is not what this car is at right now. This car is just a little bit over 1,000 wheel horsepower, 800 foot-pounds of torque to the ground. But other than that, they are a little bit low. People ask me all the time, do I scrape? Do I have any wear marks from like hitting bumps or anything like that? My car is actually lowered, so it does have Eibach progressive springs. It's 1.5 inches lower than it was from factory, and I have actually no issues with clearance. I'm careful, I'm cautious, and this isn't really my daily, but I don't really have to worry about it too much. All right, cool guys, let's go for a ride.
Sounds even in the car being, you know, straight piped. It definitely doesn't have that drone to it.
Right.
It sounds really good. I mean, yeah, turbos are mufflers, kind of.
True. Yeah. No, I'm totally in agreement there. I'm actually kind of surprised that, because I had a Borla attack kit on it before, and they claim no drone, and they're right. They don't have drones, so going no mufflers at all. I was kind of curious to see if it was going to translate into the cabin at all. And it does a little bit, but it's not that bad, right?
Yeah, no, it sounds really good. It's perfect.
Right.
It's only loud when you get on it, and when you're just cruising, it's nice and quiet.
Yeah. A couple other things I forgot to mention about my Mustang is that it is the premium pack. So it comes with the leather interior with the heated and cooled seats. It comes with the dual climate control, the double din. It even has the premium sound system, and that has the sub in the trunk. So this is a heavy Mustang. There's no expensive weight spared here at all. Do a little merge on the highway here.
Yeah, hopefully you guys can hear the turbos.
I love that sound so much.
Screamer kit, baby.
I love it. This e-boost too that I have it set up on. It has 6 different maps, basically, in a sense of like a boost level that you want to keep it at, which is awesome because 15 pounds is a little ridiculous to have for the street. I mean, 12 pounds is ridiculous as well, but you can keep turning it down to have more of a manageable thing where if you do get on, or you can get on it at like 8 pounds and it doesn't want to kick the tires loose.
Yeah, plus you can adjust the curve of how it comes in too.
Right. No, that e-boost too is ridiculous. It isn't just hold it at a certain peak boost. It exactly like, you know, Craig was saying, you can actually control the linear path of how it comes in, how hard it comes in, how fast, as well as controlling the wastegates.
Yeah, and you're just using a single port Mac valve too for the twin setup, and it's working perfect.
I don't know if I've talked about this already, but the high-pitched turbo sound that you're hearing is actually Hellion's screamer kit. They actually modify the precision inlet of the turbo, mill it out, and then they press their solid block of aluminum that was milled down into their screamer, and it nothing like what I'm doing, but I did it more for just the fact that it sounds awesome. So.
And I was a little nervous about it because, you know, modifying a turbo that these people put, you know, all this time and effort into, I was like, man, that's gonna hurt the turbo, and it spools up a lot quicker. So I was definitely wrong about that, and I'm glad.
I'm so glad I did it. So if you guys are actually looking at getting a Hellion screamer, I wouldn't think twice about it. So if that's something that you're looking at doing. And I am shifting gears. So people said it's not possible to have, or not everybody, but most people say it's not possible to have an MT82, stock MT82, I might add, handle 1,000 wheel. Well, it just depends on how you treat it. I'm kind of easy on the car, so we'll do a little bit more of a merge here so you guys can maybe hear the turbos.
Oh man, smiles for days.
I love it. I love superchargers. This car was supercharged before, and I'm not ragging on superchargers at all. They're awesome. They have their place, but God, after having twin turbos, it's just
ain't no going back.
It's different. It's so different. My VMP Gen 2R did great. It was fast. It performed well. The responsiveness to it definitely is faster than the turbos, but the twin turbo bottom mount kit, it's not much lag, if at all, really any. So
yeah, I've never experienced superchargers, but I've always been turbo, and I'm sound biased, but man, I love turbos.
Right.
We're gonna do one more pull for you guys.
I'm hoping that this translates through the GoPro a little bit, but
thanks for watching. Keep coming back to watch more videos. We're selling shirts.
Yes. Check our shirts out, guys. We can buy more merch and get it to you. But thanks again for watching.